I think from the very start, they out-competed us. They did everything against us. Special teams were not good enough tonight. And that's a key part of the game where you need to capitalize on them, and we didn't do either. So there's a lot to look at tomorrow. We'll see what happens, but that was unacceptable.
I know you guys talked about the start coming into this game as a point of emphasis. Where do you think that one needed to? What do you think you need to do different to get off to a better start?
I think just break pucks out, get pucks out. I think we had a couple turnovers, if I remember correctly. Take the body a little bit. I think they kind of just came out with a little vengeance from last game and started right away hitting us. Everyone is stepping up on their teams, so I think that's one thing that we need to focus on. We need to play tougher. We need to take hits. Can't get so sensitive in those situations, and we just need to be better in general.
You struggled there mostly in the second period, especially just to gain zone time. Is that what they were doing, or is it what you guys weren't doing?
We were playing way too slow, in my opinion. Game one, we were able to transition quick and create chaos in their zone, and they have the long change there. So when you're not able to do that, it doesn't really help your team out. And we play too slow. It's easy for them to set up, and it's kind of just like chipping pucks in, and you don't really get much off it unless you get it right away.
How deflating was that goal, or that buzzer-beating goal at the end of the first period?
It happens. It is what it is. It happens in the game. Just is what it is. And I think we came out, tried to be a little more aggressive, but tonight just wasn't our night. We didn't show the effort that we needed to show, and it's on us.
How does a game like tonight get you fired up for Friday to get back out there?
I think you just have a short memory of it. You go home tonight, let it go, wake up, tomorrow's a new day. The sun's going to rise and everything's going to be all right. So, you come back tomorrow ready to learn, ready to get better and do what we need to do.
You guys do have a fairly young team. How much of this is kind of part of that learning curve of what the playoffs demand?
Yeah, you see it, more physical, turnovers are causing you games, little things like that. So I think it's a good learning curve for everyone. A lot of young guys here, but it's good for them. They need this and the experience and ups and downs, so I think it's going to be really good.
Coach, tough loss here tonight. What were you kind of seeing there, especially at the end of that first period?
Yeah, frustrating, obviously. But, kind of throughout the game, I thought we kind of held possession for a lot of the time, especially early in the game. I think they had one shot in the first 10 minutes. So, tough game. And, they executed on their tips and their shot passes tonight. So, credit to them. But, like Zarn said, kind of, a new day tomorrow. Be frustrated tonight, and tomorrow's a new day.
You said there's been some times that you or Hutchinson have faced 20 or so or 20 or less shots in the game here. What felt different maybe about this game given maybe the regular season?
Obviously the intensity. That's different for sure. But but yeah, I think for my sake, it's mostly the same stuff. Obviously, play hockey, more intensity, but at the end of the day, my job's the same, and I got to stop the puck. So.
AHL is supposed to be a learning experience. What was the lesson you guys picked up out of this game?
It's gonna be hard. Obviously, want to come back and want to have a good game in front of the fans that came out. And, obviously that didn't go the way it happened. And I think obviously like you said, it's a tough league, and guys are battling every night. So reset and come back on Friday with a bit of vengeance.
Are you someone that prefers to just kind of flush a night like this, or are you someone who wants to think about it and kind of have it fully up?
Yeah, I'll definitely think about it tonight. Obviously, frustrated, but tomorrow's a new day.
This team's shown an ability to come back from deficits time and time again. Even going into the third, did you think that was the possibility?
Oh, for sure. Like you said, we've been doing a really good job. Obviously, even in game one, came back from a 2-0 goal, 2-goal deficit there. So, the quit's never out in this team, and it just didn't go our way tonight.
Is it easy to have a short-term memory?
Yes and no. Obviously, through the years, I feel like you try and practice on it. And, guys, talking to other mental, performance guys or stuff like that to kind of help, aid. But yeah, obviously, definitely frustrating. But you got to let go of it. Can't do anything about it now.
How do you think this team has been able to kind of turn the page on it, whether it's in game or game to game, and kind of be that result?
Character in the room for sure. We've seen it plenty of times this year, and we've been able to come back, and obviously that gives the group confidence. But a really good group of vets in here. Never out of the game, and obviously the younger guys buy in, and they work hard and go out and do stuff.
What did you see tonight? What were kind of the challenges in this game?
Probably to play with the speed. They came out with a lot of speed and played hard the whole game, and we didn't match their speed tonight, so that's probably why we lost this game.
And we talk about this being a learning league, and for a lot of you guys, this is your first chance in the AHL playoffs. What did you learn from a night like this?
I mean, it's a good league, a lot of good players and a lot of skilled players. So if we don't match them, play good enough, they will take any chance they get and score off it.
This was the 14th time you guys have played Rockford this year. Was there something that you saw different from them tonight that you've seen in the past?
No, I wouldn't say that. We should know how they play now, and we just didn't play hard enough tonight.
How does that familiarity though affect a series like this when you've seen them so much throughout a season? Like what's the impact of that on a series?
We just gotta, I don't know, play harder. That's probably it.
This has been your first season over here. It's been obviously a learning curve for you all season long. These last 2 games, do you notice a difference in the hockey compared to the regular season?
No, I would say it's kind of similar. Maybe it's a bit more physical here. So you got to be more aware and be ready to stand up for each other. Otherwise, it's kind of similar to how it is back home.
You feel like you've adapted well though in your first season in North America?
It took some time, but I'm getting into it and feel comfortable now, I would say.
What was the lesson of tonight's game for this?
Yep, I think the tough lesson to learn, especially your first home game where you want to perform, you want to have that energy. I thought our start was okay, and then once they got their first goal, they took the game over all the way down. So young group, hard lesson that every game gets harder and harder, and we learned that tonight for sure. I think it's the first time I spoke after the game to the team, and that was exactly the message. It's a wake-up call for us, and the good thing is now it becomes the best 2 out of 3 with 2 games at home. That's the good news. The bad news is we've got to compete harder and be ready to go for game 3.
Were you surprised, Dan? I mean, that it turned out this way? I mean, obviously, that's
Yeah.
just the way it kind of
Yep,
disintegrated.
for sure. I mean, obviously, you have momentum, you're building confidence after the overtime win. You want to harness that and bring it into the next game. And I thought like I said, we did it early, but then we just fell right off of it. And you could see just we weren't making plays. The puck management wasn't good enough. Our compete level wasn't high enough. So some things to clean up. But again, it's a young team, and we're going to need some guys to step up big here for game 3.
Do you think some of that had to do with maybe the goal right at the last second there in the first period?
No, I don't think that. I think it was started before that, to be honest with you. That's just a culmination of it. It's, puck goes off of pants, and give them credit for getting a puck there that late in the period. But like I said, it started after they got their first goal. They just grabbed momentum. We weren't able to get it back.
A couple of the guys talked about the speed as a big difference. Do you see that as a differentiator?
Yeah, for sure. I think even it's a puck speed too, not just the foot speed. It's how quickly you have to move pucks. You have to make plays under pressure. I thought we held on to pucks too long, which that goes well for Rockford's game plan. That's what they want. They want to create turnovers and then attack. So our puck play needs to get a little faster. Feet need a little faster. We need to think a bit faster.
I like Wallander playing, obviously his first year he
Yeah.
had to start with, and now his first playoff. What's the learning curve like for him?
You know what? I thought Wally actually the last couple of games he's been pretty good. Game 1, I liked his game. Even tonight, didn't notice him a whole lot in terms of negative mistakes or bad things for him. Like he's gone through playoffs already in Europe, so he knows sort of what to expect. But again, that intensity's got to ramp up. The compete level in the corners, killing plays as a D-man, and just keeping it simple. Those are going to be his next steps.
What did you see from your penalty killing units tonight?
Again, they had a quick one there, scored off of pants. The next one, we missed one assignment, got a little bit too low in coverage. That was it, to be honest with you. Didn't spend a whole lot of time on it because they scored 2 quick ones.
Was Mazur's penalty just a straight 10, or he doesn't have a game for next
Yep,
year?
just a 10, just a 10.
Dan, what do you hope with a young team like this? I know you said wake-up call and all that, but what
Yep.
do you want them to learn from this, and what do you want them to do on Friday?
Well, it's hard. Playoffs are hard, and we talked about every game's going to get harder. And so I think that's the lesson right there is we thought tonight was hard. Wait till game 3. They're going to want to strike against us and go home with a lead. And so, again, we've got to be prepared for that in terms of staying connected in our hockey, making sure we're making the right puck plays. Once you start to get off the game plan, you can see what happens. You start going off script. It's one-on-one hockey, and you get away from the things you want to do as a team. and we can't do that. We have to stick together as a team, play as cohesive units on the ice of 5, and not get into individual hockey.
Talked about kind of first when you spoke after a game today. Like, what did you kind of feel like your reception of the message was?
Well, hopefully good. I mean, it was a tough one. You know, it was hard. And again, it's one of those things. You have a home game. You have an opportunity to grab a 2-0 series lead, and you come up flat. You know, that's not acceptable here. And want to make sure guys know what the standards are, what the expectations are. And you're not going to win every game. Let's call a spade, but the way you lose, you know, that's kind of the message. You don't want to lose the way we lost tonight. It's, you know, it's kind of one of those things. Like I said, it's going to be a wake-up call to everybody, including our staff, you know, including myself included. You know, we've got to make sure these guys are prepared, and part of that's on me for sure.
How would you grade Costa's outing tonight?
You know what? I think he'd like to have some of those back for sure. Again, 3-on-1, you know, that's tough to stop. Puck off the pants, it's going to be tough to stop. I'm sure the first one he'd want back. You know, after that, the game's starting to get away from us anyways.
A lot of the guys were saying they want a short-term memory after a game like this, or is this something where you want to feel this and sulk in it for a little bit so you can use it as motivation for Friday?
They will feel it for a bit. You know, not a good performance. With that said, yeah, you do have to, because you don't want to remember all the bad things that happened. You do need to turn the page. It's one game. It doesn't matter if we lost 1-0 or 7-1 or whatever the score was. It doesn't matter. The loss is a loss. So again, you got to flip the script real quick here. Kind of like what Rockford did. They flipped the script on us after a tough overtime loss at home, and we got to do the same thing and be ready for Friday.